Be careful, some salon visit can cost you more than money, it can cost you your destiny. The higher Abena rose, the more restless her nights became. Though her salon was booming by day, darkness chased her in her dreams at night. One evening, after a long day at her salon, she returned home exhausted. She lay on her bed with a smile, her cash box heavy with notes. But soon after closing her eyes, the nightmares began. She saw herself standing in a river of blood, with a small group of women crying out, "Abena, return our destinies. Give us back our stars." Their voices were filled with sorrow and anger. Abena woke up sweating, her heart pounding like a drum. She lit a candle and glanced at the jar sitting quietly in the corner. The insects inside moved violently, as though celebrating her fear. She tried to ignore it, but every time she dozed off, the same dream returned, women weeping, begging, and cursing her. It happened consecutively for 3 nights. She could no longer bear it. Early the next morning, she locked up her salon and traveled back to the riverside to see the priestess. When she entered the hut, the air was colder than before. The priestess didn't smile. "You are troubled," the woman said, her eyes glowing faintly. "Yes, Mama," Abena stammered. "Since I started using the jar, I can't sleep. I keep seeing women crying. Their voices follow me. I'm scared." The priestess chuckled darkly. "Foolish girl. Did you think success comes without sacrifice? Those cries are nothing but the sound of your power growing. The more they cry, the stronger you become. Ignore them, and focus on your wealth." Abena's fear eased slightly, but not completely. "But, will it stop?" she asked. The priestess leaned closer. "It will never stop. You asked for fame and fortune, and now you must carry the burden. Or, you can walk away and let poverty return." Abena froze. Poverty, debt, shame. She remembered her old salon with empty chairs and tears in her eyes. Slowly, she shook her head. "No, Mama, I can't go back. I will endure it." The priestess smiled wickedly. "Good, then keep feeding the jar. The more souls it swallows, the more untouchable you will be." Abena left the hut trembling. Deep down, she knew she had crossed a line she could never return from. By now, Abena's salon was the most talked about in Kumasi. Her name appeared in blogs, her pictures trended on Instagram, and she was even invited to style hair for a fashion show in Accra. Outwardly, she was living her dream. But inside, her world was crumbling. The nightmares didn't stop. In fact, they grew worse. She now recognized some of them, customers who had visited her salon. They called her name, stretching out their hands as if begging for rescue. One night, she saw Nana in her dream, standing in a white dress, saying, "Abena, your time is running out." She woke up screaming. From that day on, sleep no longer gave her peace. But it wasn't just the dreams. Strange things began happening in her salon too. One morning, while blow-drying a client's hair, the mirror on the wall suddenly cracked into pieces without anyone touching it. The loud shatter sent everyone screaming out of the salon. Rumors spread quickly. Abena's salon is cursed. But as quickly as fear rose, her fame drowned it out. More celebrities kept coming, saying, "We don't care what people say. Abena is the best." Money kept flowing, but so did guilt. Each time Abena touched a customer's head, she felt as though invisible chains were tightening around her soul. Her mother noticed the change. "Abena, why do you always look tired? Why don't you sleep at night? Are you hiding something from me?" Abena forced a smile. "I'm just working too hard, Mama. That's all." But her mother wasn't convinced. She prayed silently, asking God to protect her daughter from whatever darkness seemed to be following her. Meanwhile, Nana's suspicion grew stronger. She began visiting some of Abena's customers in secret, asking questions. The more stories she heard, the more convinced she became that Abena's success was not ordinary. And then, one evening, as Abena was closing her shop, she found a small folded paper slipped under her door. When she opened it, her blood ran cold. It read, "The blood of the innocent will not sleep. What you hide will soon be revealed." Abena froze, her hands trembling. Someone knew her secret. Abena sat frozen with the note in her hand. The words kept replaying in her mind, "The blood of the innocent will not sleep. What you hide will soon be revealed." Her heart thumped heavily. Who had written it? Who knew her secret? Meanwhile, Nana had been gathering evidence quietly. She spoke with 3 women who had once been Abena's clients. Each of them shared similar stories, misfortune that began the moment they left Abena's salon. Nana also noticed that none of them had the courage to confront Abena directly. Fear kept their mouths shut. Determined to protect her community, Nana decided to act. She went to see a local pastor, a man known for exposing hidden evils. After listening to her story, the pastor shook his head. Your neighbor has sold her hands to darkness. If she does not stop, the spirits she serves will one day consume her. The pastor prayed with Nana and warned her to be cautious. Do not confront her in anger. Darkness hates the light, but truth must be revealed carefully. That night, Abena had the most terrifying dream yet. She saw her jar shatter into pieces, releasing thousands of insects that crawled over her body. She screamed, but no one came to help. Then, she saw Nana standing at a distance. When Abena woke, she found the jar in the corner of her room glowing faintly red. The glory that once covered Abena was beginning to fade. What had started like a dream was slowly turning into a nightmare she could no longer hide. Her salon, once overflowing with women, started to look empty. Clients who used to wait for hours suddenly stopped coming. Rumors had spread too far. People whispered that Abena's salon was cursed, that her comb stole destinies, that anyone who sat in her chair would suffer misfortune. Some laughed at the gossip, but many believed it, and fear kept them away. Abena tried everything to keep her business afloat. But the damage was done. The fear in the air was too strong. Nana's salon, on the other hand, began to flourish again. Customers who had abandoned her before now returned, saying, "At least we know Nana's hands are clean." Abena grew desperate. That evening, she rushed back to the priestess by the river. "Why have you come?" The priestess asked coldly. "Mama, things are falling apart," Abena pleaded. "Clients are running from me. People are calling me cursed. Even the jar. It glows at night, and I can't sleep. What should I do?" The priestess laughed wickedly. "Did I not warn you? Power comes with a price. You cannot stop halfway. If you want your fame back, the goddess demands more." Abena swallowed hard. "More? What do you mean?" The priestess whispered. "This time, it will not be enough to take destinies. The goddess wants blood, a human sacrifice." Abena gasped in horror. Her heart pounded, and tears filled her eyes. "Mama, I can't do that. I only wanted customers, not blood on my hands." The priestess's smile vanished. Her voice grew sharp. "Then prepare for your destruction. If you will not feed the goddess will feed on you." Terrified, Abena rushed out of the hut. For the first time, she realized there was no victory in darkness. The very thing she thought would save her was now the same thing hunting her down. And while she trembled in fear, Nana was already preparing with the pastor to expose her secret once and for all. Abena could no longer recognize herself. Her once glamorous salon was now a shadow of its former glory. Empty chairs, dust gathering on the shelves, and her employees quietly resigned one by one. The jar, which had once been her pride, had now become her greatest torment. She fell to her knees, trembling. "God, please forgive me. I didn't know it would come to this." The next day, the entire community gathered outside her salon. Nana had finally spoken up. With the pastor by her side, she told the people everything she had discovered, the misfortunes of Abena's customers. The rumors of witchcraft, people murmured in anger. Mothers cried out about their daughters who had fallen sick. Husbands pointed fingers, shouting that Abena had destroyed families. When Abena arrived, the crowd surged around her. "Confess," they shouted. "Tell us what you've done. Please, forgive me. I only wanted to escape poverty. I didn't know it would destroy me like this." She confessed everything, how she sacrificed the destinies of innocent women for fame. Her voice cracked with regret, but the people only wept in shock. The pastor raised his Bible and shouted, "Darkness cannot hide forever. What is done in secret will always be exposed." Abena fell to the ground, wailing. Her pride was gone, her secret laid bare. She begged for mercy, but no one drew close to her. Even her own mother, who had rushed to the scene, stood at a distance, crying bitterly. "Abena, why? Why did you choose this path?" As the sun set that evening, Abena sat alone in her salon, broken, humiliated, and abandoned. She knew her end was near. The next day she ran to the riverside to ask help from the priestess. When she reached the hut, the priestess was sitting outside, her piercing eyes calm, almost mocking. The priestess laughed, a cold, bitter sound. "You foolish girl. Did you think wealth from the river lasts forever? You were only a vessel. The goddess has taken what she wanted, the destinies of those women. And now, your own destiny has been drained too. You are empty. Abena's voice broke. But you promised me success. You promised me fame. The priestess leaned forward and whispered, I promised you nothing. You begged for power, and you got it. Now you must live with the price. Abena tried to argue, but the priestess turned her back and entered the hut, leaving her kneeling in the dirt. No more help, no more power, only silence. From that day, Abena's downfall became complete. Loan collectors stripped her of everything, her salon closed permanently, and her beauty faded as sickness weakened her body. She became a shadow of herself, wandering the market barefoot, begging for food. Nana passed her one afternoon and sighed. This is why you should be careful. Not all that glitters is from God. Some shortcuts only lead to destruction. Evil promises always betray in the end. True success is slow, steady, and honest. Anything built on envy and shortcuts will eventually collapse. Please give this video a like, drop your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more interesting and powerful stories. See you in the next one.